Hello, hello, and welcome back to the GTD Podcast. I don't know why I said it weird that time. I'm the Norix. I speak for the podcast, as per is the usual. And welcome to the first podcast of the new year, which is happening 2 weeks into the new year.
Hello.
Technically, well, 2 weeks and a day into the new year because it was
whatever.
The new year was yeah, you get the idea. Yes, hello and welcome back. Why didn't we have one last week, you might be asking to yourself? Because everybody was sick and nothing could get done. Yes, when I'm here with my usual cast of rapscallions who record this with me, Matthew and Devin.
Hi.
Max will not be joining us for the rest of January because he's very busy. Hopefully by next month he will start appearing regularly again. But
by regular we mean every 2 weeks because that's Max.
Possibly. We'll see what happens. Lots of stuff. As the coughing indicates, we are not fully over that sickness. So don't expect a lot of enthusiasm from us today.
Hey, I've got all my energy back. I just happen to be coughing.
I mean, is coughing a good indication or a bad indication?
Coughing like this is a good indication because it means it's almost kicked. It's almost gone.
That's true.
Also, I broke my headphones.
How'd you break your headphones?
I think my computer fell. Something basically they got ripped out. The headphone jack got ripped out of the thing that it plugs. So like, you know how you have a cord that plugs. So I have a cord that plugs into my headphones, and then it also plugs into my computer. And
headphones
halfway through, like the part where the cord plugs into the wire got ripped off.
I see.
On my computer, and there was a little piece stuck inside my computer.
Well, that's not good.
So we pulled it out, and I'll be getting a new cord for my headphones. So my headphones are still fixed. They just are broken.
Broke the cord.
Yeah, I broke the cord that connects the headphones.
The headphones are fixed, but they're broken.
Yeah.
You just can't use them. You could get a Bluetooth adapter method, like where you just plug it in, not actually hook up.
I mean, I guess you could do that. I'm certainly not unfamiliar with breaking headphones myself. I've gone through quite the number in my life. Some of them break just because I overuse them, and some of them break in the way that you have stated. The cord being pulled out of the socket and stuff like that. Yeah. Also, this is kind of a similar, this is adjacently related to what you said, but lots of weird technology troubles in the past. Like, don't know why. I've had lots of weird technology troubles leading up into the new year and the new year in general. Has anything graced your you two in that regard?
Only being confused when it comes to how certain code works with the Pokemon thing, but beyond that, not really.
What about you?
Yeah, I haven't really had technological troubles.
Yeah, well, for me, this is an aside before we get into the matter. So, but for me specifically, I got the new computer and I couldn't use it because my internet connection, the adapter, so the wireless adapter that basically transmitted the internet, the signal from the router to the computer was terrible and just did not transmit it very well. So I got a new one that works and functions. So I couldn't use the computer really for the first couple of weeks I got it. And then I got a nice pair of headphones. These, I don't really have anything strong technology issues for these, except for the fact that when I have them on, I can't hear myself because they're insulating, which just bothers me, but isn't like a massive problem. But I also, but then moving forward from that, I have what's the term? Oh yeah, I was getting a new monitor, and for some reason my dumbass forgot to check if the monitor had had speakers of its own or not, because some monitors do. Monitor I got does not have speakers, so I have to get external speakers to attach to it so I can hear things without headphones. I guess it's not like technology. Well, these are problems that are mostly my fault that have it's weird. I don't know. I've had the devil's luck when it comes to technology recently, and I don't know why.
You just rolled a lot of ones, Aaron, and your insight checks.
Really feels like it sometimes. Yes, but previously I was using my HD TV, which is over there now, which I didn't want to keep using because it was strain as hell on my eyes. Because I don't know if you know this, but sitting like, I don't know, a foot away from a roughly 32-inch screen that is meant for a TV quality is not good for your eyes.
Do you at least use the blue light filter now, like the night light?
I'm using the monitor I got, which is nice, and its brightness is very turned down because I'm still sitting kind of close to it. The other side of this monitor, I know this is just a tangent at this point. I don't know. It's just had weird problems with technology recently. Anyways, that's just me complaining. I'm sure nobody actually cares. But with that out of the way, we have several things coming up in the show, because I'll just jump right into the podcast itself instead of going through any meaningful transition at all. We have several things coming up the show. We'll be talking about what we've been doing this week, or weeks, I guess. It's been 5 weeks now since we recorded something. So we'll be talking about what we've been doing in the meantime. Then we'll be looking at trailer news section. It's all kind of intermingled at this point. We have some like standalone trailers that I would like to talk about, but other stuff is like mixed in with the news and is news in of itself. It's very strange. Specifically, we'll be talking about all of the Pokemon Arceus stuff that came out, because there was only one major trailer that had come out, and then literally in the last week, like 4 or 5 more gameplay stuff dropped. And I was like, well, I guess that's good to know. So yeah, we'll be discussing all of the stuff that has appeared for it, in the time that we have been gone, which is quite a bit. We'll be not talk. We'll get to that when we get to it. We'll also be slightly talking about Little Devil Inside, as well as the new Kirby trailer and 2 other trailers for indie games, specifically Skabma and Rise of the Third Power, which I'm sure not many people have heard of in this regard. Yes, that's sort of trailer news section. Then we'll move on to host topics and the end of the show, or whatever. With that all out of the way, let's just get into things before this falls apart any more than it already has. Matthew, what have you been up to the past 5 weeks?
What have I been up to?
Yes, what have you been up to?
Past 5 weeks.
It's been 5 weeks. 4 weeks? The Christmas week, New Year week, last week, and this week. It's like 4 weeks. Doesn't matter.
That's 3 missed podcasts. Anyway.
Is it? Whatever, 3 weeks. I can't do math.
When did I buy that? I assume it was Yeah, basically.
What are you thinking about?
I'm trying to figure out when I bought this. So hold on, this requires to go to Steam.
All right then. Interested in that.
What?
I'll be interested in that.
And I need to go to my email.
It's these two. And then these two.
Steam doesn't like to stay logged in for some reason. So.
I mean, you can make it. You can literally ask to be stayed logged in.
I have.
Okay, whatever. What is this thing that you're bringing out?
Okay.
Any day now.
Yeah, it'll just be a short second.
Oh my god.
All right, so
Yes.
some time ago, about probably 2-ish weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago,
All right.
I got RPG Maker because I was like, this is what I've been doing. I was like, I want to mess around with making a Pokemon game.
Mm-hmm.
Download RPG Maker. I look up a tutorial, find a good tutorial, start looking at it. And now I've spent 182 hours on RPG Maker.
It's quite a lot, to be fair.
I'd say that about 60 hours of that is 60 to 70 hours of it. No, more like 50-ish hours is tutorial plus research
Mm-hmm.
and just having it on in the background. But most of it's actually working on the thing because it went from learning how to do it to making a game because I'm sane.
Very much so.
I really like overcomplicating things.
Right.
So I might end up implementing multiple endings because I think I figured out a way to do it.
All right. So you've been making a Pokemon game.
Yeah.
Making your own fan game. Doing anything interesting with it?
Making it so even the mini adventures can go different directions depending on the choices you make in the mini adventure.
Right.
And sometimes their characters can start being involved in the actual story. Depending on what you do in the mini adventure.
Right.
So that makes it all very simple. Yep.
It certainly does. Anything else, or do you have anything more to do you have anything more to expound on about the RPG Maker thing before you move on?
Oh, I made the intro today. It's nice. I didn't copy. I messed around with having the story start in the introduction.
Right.
Yeah, that's a fun way of starting it, and a good way of asking your name without like, I forgot your name, even though
What gender are you?
we live like a house away from you, but I forgot your name. It's using the fire red sprites, but I'm gonna need more sprites, so I'm gonna have to work on that part. Gonna look into that stuff.
Yeah.
I think I've been playing Minecraft.
What?
Look at the screen.
What?
I said, I think you've been playing Minecraft.
No, what do you mean?
I know that look.
Your game is really cool though. It's really fun to it's so cool. So far. So because it's just like gripping. It's like mysterious and exciting and
And now that I figured out how variables function, I can make it so you can talk to an NPC 20 times and get 20 different lines of dialogue.
Hmm.
Because Pokemon needs to be Dark Souls.
It's gonna say. Just bring up the Dark Souls right now. It's tradition at this point. 39 episodes of Dark Souls.
And now the Pokemon stuff can also be Dark Souls.
Is it going to be as hard as Dark Souls, though?
That's necessary, right, Aaron?
Yes, very much so.
Well, I intend to make the encounters about 1 to 2 levels higher than I expect the player to be, so it depends what you think.
All right, then. It's like kind of typical Pokemon, to be fair, I suppose.
Well, typical Pokemon, well, I expect with grinding what I expect your team to be. I mean, on the low end of grinding. So, like, if I'm thinking that you'll be 12th to 15th level, I might give the opponent 13th and 16th level Pokemon.
I see.
And there are some areas in the game that you can't win the fight in, or at least you're not supposed to.
I see.
Those are cutscenes, though, so.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't like it when the boss is just like, yeah, when one character's like, I'm so strong, so insanely strong. Oh, look, an 11-year-old child made me. Such a competent trainer.
Really. It seems to be the case most of the time with Pokemon.
Yeah, there are going to be some surprises in there, too. Like mechanics wise. I'm not gonna add any scripts because I don't know how to make code. I don't actually know how to make new code, like new scripts that add new mechanics. I'm using what's there and what I find, but I'm gonna add some stuff that's special.
Yeah.
Not gonna say what that is because I don't want to spoil it. But I also changed the starter trio from water, grass, fire. I looked into it a bit to find one that matches up the same. It's just rock, flying, and fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Has the same loop. Conveniently enough.
I see. But so you've been making a Pokemon game. And what else have you been doing?
Very small amount of Minecraft.
Really? It doesn't feel like that's the case.
Do not eat the cord.
Cats like to do that.
The cat was about to chew on the plugged-in electric cord.
That's what they do.
Cat, you're not allowed to touch them. I need to scare you away from doing that.
Get a water bottle. We're having a crisis. So, yeah. Well,
the variables. I just remembered the variables will also affect how different characters think of you.
I see. So it sounds like you're on like fairly in depth with that.
Yeah, I like complicated.
That's an understatement.
I like making things complicated but simple to use. When you're looking at them, simple to understand.
Yeah, that understatement.
What do you mean understatement?
Seriously, like what else? What else?
Wanna elaborate on that?
What else have you been up to outside of that? And you said Minecraft, but anything else? No, guess not.
You cut out at the end there.
What else have you been up to?
Well, for a second there, I opened the document to work on the Lestris some more, but I was too tired at the time to really work on it, so I closed it again because I wouldn't think of anything rational.
I see.
But for that, it's another part of the overcomplication, but trying to make it simple because I need to talk to a rocket scientist in order to get, or an aeronautic, to get part of the thing accurate, and then I just need to be able to write it up so that it's simple to understand and simple to actually use.
Yeah.
So I need to figure out the overcomplicated math and then simplify it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could just make up stuff, but no.
It works for D&D. Why not do it here? Works perfectly for D&D.
Oh, I need physics. I need physics in my fantasy game.
Just hand wave it with magic. It's fine.
No.
It works
No.
because magic.
I mean, the people are affected by magic, which gives them these abilities, but I need physics.
Certainly sounds like you do. But is that all you've been up to?
Yeah. I've also been preventing cats from eating bread and cheese and corn. That's a just now.
They like to do that. All right then. In that case, Devin, what have you been up to then?
Well, we just opened a new Belthana server, so I streamed once, and it was absolutely terrible. Because as it turns out, when you don't know what you're doing, your stream has a 5 FPS.
I see.
Buy a desktop computer.
It was so funny. It was just like, and you know, I got 20 viewers. I got 20 viewers throughout the stream. I actually got viewers throughout the stream for some reason. I don't know. YouTube just recommended it and people liked the thumbnail, which is insane, but that's just how it worked.
All right.
I'm not kidding. That's just how it worked. I just got thumbnail. I thumbnailed people and they decided to watch and they conversed a little bit and it was cool and weird. And yeah. I managed to thumbnail people into my video. I don't know.
I mean, that wasn't on purpose on your part.
Well, I mean, I put a good thumbnail. I put it's just a big, cool looking like thing as the thumbnail. And
yeah,
people
but
like
you know,
big, cool looking things.
Just say.
I mean, yeah. I've also been working on a Magic the Gathering thing, which is kind of gaming. That's gaming. That counts as gaming.
Yes, it does, because I said I wanted to do more general gaming, even though there's like no consistent news when it comes to other forms of gaming. You know? The biggest news in tabletop RPG recently was that there was like a bunch of stuff coming out, but you know, I don't even remember what it was. It's not a consistent pipeline of stuff to talk about in tabletop gaming, as opposed to, you know, video gaming. So, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is gaming.
So basically, Magic the Gathering is well known for having a ridiculously expensive price tag, right?
Generally.
So I came up with the idea, what if we had a competitive format that was literally just like the format itself was you have a $5 price limit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. That's the format. You have a $5 price limit. You build the best deck you can within $5. Once your deck has been locked into the system, it's legal for 3 months. And then after 3 months, it stops being legal if it's gone over $5. But like, for example, if you make the deck and then you show it to your friends and they buy the deck and the deck goes up to like $8, $10, $12 or whatever, it's still legal in 5 cap. You can still buy the deck and play it.
I see.
Until it rotates out. And the trick is there are a lot of cards that are banned that are way too powerful, that are really cheap because no one plays them because they're banned.
Yeah.
And so they would end up just being staples of this format, because there's another format like this called Penny Dreadful, which is a Magic Online format. Because on Magic Online, they have a different economy and card prices can just tank. And there's like most of like 99.9% of cards or something like that are under a penny on Magic Online. And so, or not are under a penny, but are a penny.
Yeah.
And so there's a format called Penny Dreadful where people
half a penny
these penny cards. And that's the only rules are the card has to be under a penny, and then at the end of the 2-month period or month period, whatever it is, at the end of the cycle, all cards that have gone up in price because they're being played in Penny Dreadful are banned out of the format, and then the cards that weren't played because they were banned previously come back in. And so it has this weird rotation. But the issue is Penny Dreadful is a ridiculously powerful format, and if you tried to play it in paper, you would break the bank because a lot of the cards are played in other formats or have really low supply in real life, but on digital they have lots of them. And so basically when it comes to power and pricing, I do not want there to be an overpowered series of cards that'll fluctuate in price or just that are banned. I don't want these overpowered oppressive cards in 5-cap. So the ban list includes all cards banned anywhere.
Oh, okay.
Except for standard sets, because it's really hard to keep track of what was banned in standard. But anything banned in a formal constructed format is banned here.
Right.
And I really like it. It ended up coming out really effectively. Like it ended up, I don't know how to put it. It ended up just being a really neat place to brew, because if you want to put a more powerful card in, it takes up part of your price. And if you use weaker cards, like 1-cent cards that are slightly worse than other cards, but they're 1 cent versus 25 cents, it opens up more space for the more powerful cards. It's so cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
It's that sounds very cool. Interesting.
Yeah,
it puts a lot of pressure. Like it puts a lot of pressure on your choices.
Yeah, it puts so much. Yeah,
which forces you to think more creatively about what you're doing instead of just putting the most expensive rare card you can in your deck that will kill the other opponent.
Yeah, there's a meme recently where someone made a $6,000 deck just because they could do it. They were like, look, I can make a legal playable deck that can win games that cost $6,000.
Why? It's so much money to spend on a single deck of Magic cards.
Yeah.
Was it at least Commander?
No.
Damn, that would have.
Commander decks are actually. It's actually.
Just saying, it would have been less impressive if it was, or would have been. No, I guess it would have been less impressive because there were more cards to work with.
Well, here's the thing: the deck was like 250 card deck or something because they were playing Battle of Wits. So they were playing a card that extends their deck size, and then they were just playing all of these playable or expensive cards. And it wasn't they weren't actually trying to make it as expensive as possible. They were trying to make a decent Battle of Wits deck. And Battle of Wits is a card that wins if you have 200 or more cards in your library. So you just play it with a ton of cards.
I see. Well, that's.
And I was able to build a Battle of Wits deck for under $5, which means I built a 277 card deck for under $5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's hilarious. Anyway, I made a subreddit, and the subreddit currently it's been less than a month, and it has 260 people joined, 260 members.
Oh, well, that's impressive, I guess. I don't use Reddit, so I don't know what the.
Yeah.
I don't use Reddit personally, so I don't really know the traffic sources on that.
I'll put it like this: I made a new YouTube channel. I have 6 videos, I think, on it. I'm gonna make another one today after the podcast.
Oh my God, why? Stop it!
Listen. It has 36 subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
It got 36 subscribers in a matter of weeks. That's pretty good.
I mean, yeah, sure. For a brand new channel, that is pretty, decent.
For a brand new channel with no extra bump, 36 subscribers, it just gains new subscribers. Like, none of my other channels do that. They don't just gain subscribers randomly.
Yeah. It just depends. The YouTube algorithm gods.
Yeah.
Just pushing your channel sometimes.
I mean, look, Aaron, look at your YouTube. Wait, I can't even find your YouTube channel. This isn't fair.
Are you talking about my personal account or?
No. Your YouTube channel, the Gaming the Discussion YouTube channel. How does it get so many views? Okay, never mind. The gaming discussion channel, it doesn't even have 14 subscribers right now. So
no, it doesn't.
So I have almost 3 times as many. And how long has it been? It's been a year. So
it's been
1/12
a
of the
year,
time.
roughly a year and a month now, because we celebrated the anniversary last month, which happens to literally fall a week before Christmas. Just so happened to fall on that day.
Nice. Oh,
Yeah.
also, I don't know if this is this is actually in it because it was a month ago. I made another YouTube channel, shush. I'm losing track of passwords. It's okay. So
you weren't keeping track of them anyways.
I keep track of them. I have a little notebook right here. I have all my passwords in. I think I have.
Is that a new notebook?
I don't know.
That's what I
It's a notebook that has all of my passwords. Let me just make sure it actually has MC Coalition. I don't think it has MC Coalition. Yeah, it doesn't have MC Coalition. Oh, it does. It has MC Coalition, and I have all my fake birthdays for each account.
Wait, why would you need fake birthdays?
Just so that Google doesn't think they're all the same person.
Okay.
It's fine if they think it's all the same person.
They're not that drastically different, but if they're subtly different, then it allows Google to think that it's just a whole bunch of different people using the same computer for some reason, which happens.
Yeah, I suppose.
I mean, like my cousins have that at their house.
You can have more than one channel. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever. I don't think I don't think there's necessarily a rule on how many channels you can create.
That is true.
As far as I'm aware.
On the same account? Wait, you could just create? No.
I'm not sure it's the same. Like whenever you create an account, you create a new channel.
Yeah.
But I don't know if there's a limit on that. I don't remember if there is. Anyways, aside from your strange compulsion to make new YouTube channels.
Right. But I want to clarify this. So I have a Magic the Gathering channel that's done really well. I have my main channel that I've kind of stopped working on for a little while. I have
main.
Yeah. I have the Dev Mafia Gaming channel where I'm going to be putting the Belthanis stuff.
Uh-huh.
I'm letting Matthew know that I'm putting the Belthanis stuff on Dev Mafia Gaming. Because I'm using the Dev Mafia account on the Belthanis stuff. And lastly, I have a Minecraft account where I've been trying to make daily videos where I just play Bed Wars once a day. And the reason is because I am curious how the algorithm works, and I'm curious if I'll be able to get good at commentating because I suck at commentating. This is my commentating. All right, guys. Let's do this. Okay, let's do this. Okay, let's do this. Okay, let's do. I'm just a broken record. I'm just like, I can't. And then you
just gotta start waffling about like your day to day in the background.
Hell, everyone! Today I stayed home again because
if you're not
like a month since I've left.
If you're not good at improv, like comedy or improv, you just gotta start waffling about random stuff. It's like, hey, did you hear about the price of gold? You
literally just say what you're thinking.
Okay.
No, well, that's a good way to like fill in the gaps of your mind of like saying what you're going, like commentating what you're doing.
I like
is a good way to fill in the gaps of like, I don't know what to say, so I'll just say what I'm doing kind of thing. Like that is a good way of just filling in the blanks in your mind of like, I don't know what to say, so I guess I'll just say what's happening on the screen. Anyways, I feel like I just repeated myself like 3 times. That's fine. I do that a lot. You were saying though?
No.
You were saying nothing.
I was saying nothing, apparently.
Did you forget what you were saying?
No, yeah.
You were talking about your channels and Minecraft
No, I think I
and the
finished.
algorithm.
I guess the thing that I was leading up to is I'm doing all of this so that I can learn about the algorithm, and I can learn what things work and like how to do thumbnails and how to do all the nitty gritty stuff, so that within a few years I'll be able to have at least one channel above 1,000 subscribers, or at least within a year, hopefully within a year.
I mean, I guess that's
I
one
actually-
way of doing it.
Yeah.
It's certainly you're applying the scientific method to YouTube.
Yeah.
The scientific method.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I'm hoping it'll
it'll work because the scientific method is essentially throwing everything at the wall to see what works.
Yeah.
Vaguely, anyways. It's a little more complicated than that. You get the idea. Anyways, so you've
Yeah.
been doing that. Anything else outside of that? You said you're the magic thing, you're playing Minecraft, uploading stuff. Anything else? Or just,
No.
All right. Good
kind
to
of
know.
And that's basically I've been playing Minecraft. I mean, I've been doing other stuff. I've been watching a lot of YouTube and doing the video editing stuff. And I'm about to start editing the project, that big old chunk of footage that you are in for the giving you the new computer stuff.
Oh, wait,
share that with people.
Oh, okay.
And the issue is I want to make it produced, but Mom doesn't want people to like, she doesn't necessarily want us to show it, to like put it out anywhere. So like I won't make a video called giving my friend, or my brother gave my best friend a $4,000 computer. Instead, I'll make a little video. I'll make a video. It'll be enlisted, or it'll be on a new, completely different channel.
Unlisted, you mean?
Unlisted. Yeah.
You said enlisted.
Well, they sound the same, Aaron.
I mean, you're right, but you're missing a U.
But when I say unlisted, I say enlisted because it sounds the same.
Mobile
I said
phone.
unlisted in my head.
Mobile.
Okay.
Mobile phone.
So anyway,
continue. This is a train wreck.
Yeah, the phone mobile.
The phone mobile. I call it an automobile. Say dumb reference.
Anyway,
Nice.
I have this big editing project, and it's going to have an audience of the people who donated to help get the computer, which is right. It means that I want to put effort into it because I want these people to like it, but I don't want to spend hours editing something that no one is going to see. It's going to just disappear. So maybe I'll be able to convince Mom to let me upload it as a big
edit it anyway.
I mean, I just like to point out it's technically not her decision, it's mine. Because it's me. Like, you recorded it, but
are
it's
you
all
okay
me.
with me uploading it?
I mean,
okay, are you okay with
sure, I guess.
Okay.
Oh, wait,
just
what's
like
the-
on a personal note.
And then I have to ask Zach, and then I have to ask Max, and then I have to ask Talon, because they're all
They're
Max
in
will
the
buy that, I'm
video.
sure.
They're
Oh yeah, Max will be
on
fine
a
with it.
screen that isn't even in the camera shot, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, but
I think I don't have to ask them for permission, Matthew. I'm pretty sure. I'm 99%
The
sure.
only
that
thing I
Talon
would
being an
want to
actor-
say is because it's like a personal.
Oh, I mean,
thing,
exactly
just don't
that.
show a lot of my house.
Well, yeah, we can just not show Zach.
Just don't show a lot of my house is the main thing.
Yeah,
that,
don't show a lot of your house, because then people could hack your house.
I just
no, show the address.
don't.
Show the address. We gotta show
No!
the address. I mean, you can theoretically show a little bit of the address, or we could blur the
We
address. I don't
have
know.
to show the door.
We have to show the front door opening. Yes. Open the front door. Hello.
We can blur
Go
that.
away. We're back.
Like, Kevin, you can blur all that. So
Fuck
Yeah,
off my
yeah.
property. Anyways, that's a
Fuck off my
conversation
property.
for a different time that we have been sidetracked on. So that's all you've been doing.
That is
Devin?
all I've been doing.
All right, moving on to
Oh,
me, I guess.
you can
What?
use editing software now.
What? What'd you
Like,
say?
I'm assuming you could get like a. I don't know if you used an editing software like DaVinci or anything, on your old computer?
I attempted to.
Yeah,
It didn't like my computer.
You can use an editing software now.
Yes, I know. Surprise, surprise. Having a computer that isn't, I don't know, 10 years out of date and has it's not good. Anyways, moving on. What have I been doing the past weeks? Well, neither of you celebrated Christmas to my knowledge anyways, but I certainly did. I don't have a lot to say about it other than did I say Merry Christmas before? Happy New Year. I'll just say that Christmas. Now. Merry fuckness. I don't know. But obviously,
out of curiosity, what is your opinion on Happy Holidays versus Merry Christmas?
I mean, as long as you aren't misusing it, it's fine.
What if you're saying it specifically because you don't like Christmas, because you don't like Christians?
I mean, that's misusing the term Happy Holidays. Happy Holidays. God, did you hear the stupid inflection on Happy Holiday? God, I can't speak. But yeah, I mean, like, as long as you're not misusing it to like sanitize, religious holidays, then it's fine. Because obviously Happy Holidays is like, it's easier to say than saying the entire list of different things that happened around that time. As long as you're not misusing Happy Holidays, then go for it. I'm personally just say Merry Christmas because it's whatever. I have the personal belief that, like,
what if it offends someone?
It's a holiday that a lot of people celebrate generally, unless you're a part of a religion that doesn't celebrate it, or
what if
whatever. But
what if someone gets upset about you saying Merry Christmas though?
Why would nobody should be upset that I'm saying Merry Christmas? If I like, I'm under the I have the personal belief that if it all means the same thing, I just say Merry Christmas because it's the one that I grew up with and it's the thing that perspective I have. Like, if I said Merry Christmas to someone, like if somebody said Happy Hanukkah to me, I'd say Merry Christmas to them and all whatever. And it's like, we both understand, we're both celebrating something that is bigger than all of us. We're celebrating something that has more meaning beyond a fucking word. Like, come on, people. Anyways, you get it, anyways, outside of that, what have I been doing the past 3 weeks? Because apparently it's been 3 weeks instead of 5 because my brain can't do math. Surprisingly, I didn't actually end up playing a lot of video games during the holiday season. I spent a lot of time making presents. After that recording, I basically spent that entire week making presents for everybody and ended up spending roughly $200+ on my family for Christmas this year, which was not intentional, but I feel like I just kind of wanted to do something. I don't know. Usually this doesn't matter. I usually make like homemade presents for everybody, but I wanted to buy something to give everybody a utility focused item on top of just whatever random shit I make. So that's what I did. I did not end up playing many video games during that time. And then on the lead up to New Year's, I fucking got sick. I got sick literally 2 days after Christmas. And then 3 days into the last week of the year, I lost my voice completely, pretty much. So I couldn't fucking talk or do anything. The one game that I have been playing quite a bit of, ironically, is Minecraft in this case. The one thing that I usually don't play any of, but have been playing quite a bit of. The irony. I don't have a lot to talk about Minecraft wise. Just been playing on our group server.
Furnaces.
Yeah, I have a wall of 50 furnaces. because whatever. I'm happy with what I've built thus far, and I'm enjoying it. I get to listen to podcasts and other random things in the background when I do so. So, that's fun. The other, I guess, major thing I said before, I said last time that I was wanting to start playing Dark Souls 2 again, which I have not done yet because I was using my TV as my monitor, so I haven't done that. The thing I did end up doing was actually playing a bit of Dark Souls 3. I know that means nothing to you two because, yes, finally, after all these years, I ended up playing a bit of Dark Souls 3 on my new PC, which is cool. With that one, I haven't gotten very far in it. Again, I don't have a lot to talk about, I suppose. Just in general, as far as it feels a lot better to play than Dark Souls 2, I'll say that. And I mean, it's fun. It's a fun game to play. I like Dark Souls. It's fun in its own way. It's a little weird sometimes. There's some things that throw me off as far as like the series regulars are concerned, but that doesn't matter. Anyways, but yeah, that's basically what I've been doing. I've been sick. I played some games, listened to a bunch of podcasts, and had some technology issues, which I addressed at the beginning. Oh yeah, I cleaned my house a little bit. I was planning on cleaning a bunch of other stuff, but that never came to fruition. Yeah. Happy New Year's. Did I already say that? Doesn't matter. That's what I've been up to. So unless somebody else say, we will just move on to trailer news. Bits and bobs. Do we kind of... Yeah, sure, we'll just do that. So I guess we'll start with Pokemon, because that's the biggest thing here.
Legends Arceus.
Yeah, Pokemon Legends Arceus. So first up...
Persuade Devin to buy a
What?
Switch. I said that'll totally persuade Devin to buy a Switch.
No.
Probably not, no. So I guess we'll start first off with... So there were a bunch of trailers that have come out, trailer stuff for Arceus that has come out in the last week. But we will start with the thing that we were going to talk about last week, but didn't come through because we were still sick. So the first major thing is that a Japanese Pokemon Legends Arceus gameplay sort of overview was released. If this will load, thank you. Was released January 6th. And it's like 6 minutes, and it's just a sort of basic overview of some of the core concepts. It's all in Japanese, though, so I don't understand what they're saying. It's all in Japanese. That was released. And then you have, if I can get this other stuff open as well on top of this. So actually, let me do that. So that came out. And also, we're not looking at all these trailers individually, because that's like in total like 20 minutes of footage, I think. Probably more. We're just going to talk about them in like an overall sense based on what's in each one, because they all give like a decent look at the game at this point. But blah blah. Yeah, so this one was the oldest one that released, and then we have. I should have had these all open beforehand. I'm just a dumbass. Dupe and dupe. So this. Okay, so then next we have the Hisui trailer that came out in January 10th, followed by the 15-second new adventure trailer, followed by the extended gameplay overview that was released on January 13th, which was a couple days ago now. This one specifically is 13 minutes of gameplay overview, which is quite a bit, to be honest. It's quite a bit to go through. But, okay, so that just talking to myself. So, in total, based on everything that we've seen thus far, Legends Arceus looks fine, I suppose. Some of the key stuff that stands out is essentially Pokemon boss battles, which are the, what do they call them? Noble Pokemon, which are special Pokemon boss battles where you physically fight the Pokemon yourself and followed by a Pokemon battle. You fight them by throwing bags of balm, I believe it was called, which is like a sack of their favorite food. You throw it at them to decrease their guard or whatnot, and then fight them with a Pokemon, and then rinse and repeat that.
That sounds pretty neat to me.
And the reason, like, you yourself as a character fights them, so you have to like dodge the attacks it has and stuff, which is kind of scary, I suppose, considering. And also, so there's that major thing. The other thing is, so supposedly the game will function similarly to Monster Hunter in terms of how its world works. So it's not a full open world, maybe. I haven't seen anything that has confirmed this. Just a quote from the developers and some of the gameplay stuff. I've not seen anything that confirms this is the case, but supposedly the world is in essentially open world chunk sections that you go to when you do a mission. Again, supposedly. What was the quote? This is the quote from the developer was, in Pokemon Legends Arceus, Jubilife Village will serve as the base for surveying missions. After receiving an assignment or request and preparing for the next excursion, players will set out from the village to study one of the various open areas of the Hisui region. After they finish the survey work, players will need to return once more to prepare for their next task. We look forward to sharing more information about exploring Hisui region soon. So that's the direct quote that people are sort of taking as a sort of Monster Hunter thing. Personally, like, I see where the thought process comes from, but it still doesn't really confirm that that's how the world is going to work. The other major thing about that is in the extended gameplay overview, they show the player going out of the main gate and or talking to somebody at the main gate of the village. And then it shows a map of them selecting something to do, which might mean that it's segmented, but it also might mean that the map itself is segmented into like locations, and you're selecting a location to do a mission in, or something along those lines. Like, it might not actually be segmented because we still haven't seen anything that like fully confirms that.
As long as they're big, I'm fine with them being segmented.
What did you say?
As long as they're big, I'm fine with them being segmented.
I mean, they look like, from all the trailers, the world looks very like big. Like, you can see the player like going off, like flying with the flying Pokemon and stuff. Like, the world looks very large. It doesn't really look segmented from any of the trailers. Even like the Jubilife City stuff, it doesn't look like it's like a contained space. It looks like you can go outside of the bounds of the town and into the open world.
Yeah, I know.
So like it doesn't look like that's the case.
But I do need to jump off a cliff and have a braviary catch me. I do need to have the bird thing activate when I'm jumping off a cliff.
Yeah, some other major gameplay components is you can sneak up on Pokemon and catch them without fighting them at all.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can get into gameplay. Otherwise, you can get into Pokemon battles, which is turn-based, which is pretty normal for the series. But the main thing that differentiates it, changes it up, which personally I think is something that actually adds a decent amount of tactical thinking to the combat, is the agile and strong versions of attacks, which basically means you can increase the chance, if you use an agile attack, you can basically increase the chance that you get another turn before the other Pokemon gets to have their turn. And if you use the strong attack, it means that the other Pokemon gets to have many turns in succession on you. So if you use a strong attack and it doesn't kill the Pokemon, knock it out, whatever, that means that you are about to get hammered by them for several turns in a row. It means they get a lot of free attacks on you. So I think this honestly adds quite a bit of it's not like the most in-depth strategy, but for strategy in a turn-based combat system that has not really changed at all for the last 25 plus years. Yeah. It's a nice step in the right direction. It's a nice step in the right direction for the combat of the series.
Imagine using Calm Mind, then you get another turn, and then you use Psychic. Before they get to do anything.
There's also Pokemon that have red eyes and are bigger than normal ones that are elite Pokemon, I think they called them, which are special Pokemon that are really big and strong. They will find roaming around.
Alpha.
What?
I said alpha Pokemon.
Oh, alpha Pokemon. That's what they call it. But sorry. But yeah, the game, I mean, it looks fine as far as
and Pokemon actually go towards each other in combat.
It looks fine. There's nothing inherently.
Yeah.
It looks fine as a game. It does look fine. I will say, I've seen some people complain about the graphical fidelity of the game, and I genuinely need somebody to tell me if I'm just blind or something. But I've seen people, I don't know if this is widespread or not, but I've seen some people complain about the FPS of the game in these trailers, and also the graphics of the game in these trailers. Am I blind? I need to know if I'm blind, because I don't see it.
I think the graphics look fine. I like the art style.
Here's the thing with the graphics.
But with FPS, I only saw it drop in the first trailer. I haven't seen a drop. Maybe there's something I missed, but I don't think I saw a drop that isn't right before a cut or something.
I didn't personally see any
I don't think I saw.
I never personally saw any.
I know there was
drops in FPS at any point during the
There was one small one in the first opening trailer, in the release trailer, not release trailer.
The first trailer, yeah, there was definitely some FPS issues.
Yeah.
But all of the trailers after that, I've not seen any drops in FPS at all.
Yeah,
I just don't get it. I don't see it, and I just need to know if I'm blind.
Hey, I don't even notice FPS drops, guys.
Clearly.
I don't even notice FPS.
Okay, so
it's really big.
The other thing with the graphics of the game is that I've seen some people complain about the graphics of the game and how it looks awful or what have you. I also don't see that, because as far as graphics are concerned, it's basically Breath of the Wild with less bloom and like slightly lower res textures on some objects.
And
but
I don't
like,
I think
are we at a point in the gaming industry where somehow this looks bad? Like, what? I would never call these graphics bad. Like, who in the... I just don't get it. Like,
I don't know. I don't think...
How are these graphics bad? I will certainly admit that some of the textures are a little low resolution.
Sure. But it's
but
probably,
like...
Yeah, like, even in the most recent trailer, I think they said the game footage wasn't final.
Well, the game is like, what, a couple weeks away now?
Yeah.
It's coming out...
on the 28th.
Yeah, it's coming out on the 28th of this month. Yeah, 28th of January. So it's like, it's not even... Yeah, it's like 2 weeks away from being released. So we're very much in the stage of like, this is pretty much what the game's going to look like. Some of it might still be early, but this is basically what it's going to look like on release at this point.
And I say it looks fine.
It does. I mean, it looks completely fine. Like, it's not like anything special. There are certainly a lot of games that look like this. It's not anything special, but like, just compare and contrast this game with Breath of the Wild, which is what a lot of people are doing anyways, because of the inherent, like, you know, open world kind of style
Breath of the Wildness.
Yes, a lot of people compared it to Breath of the Wild, but like, graphically, it's about on par with Breath of the Wild, except it's cell shaded and has sort of the same qualities to it. The only difference is that Breath of the Wild has like more bloom and is a little more cell shaded.
Yeah.
And that's about it. Anyway,
they both look very pretty.
Yeah, I'm not going to rant about the graphics anymore or why people think this way. I want to go back to talking about the game itself, which is the main thing. I think I've gone over most of the major gameplay things they talked about. It's an open world, as far as we know. You can explore to your liking, pick up Pokemon. They have like different natures, so some will attack you, some will ignore you, some will run away from you, stuff like that. You can customize the way your character looks, you know, clothing, hairstyle, all that, which has been pretty standard in Pokemon games since what?
X and Y,
I guess.
But here's the question. Will you be able to customize your character's look a lot from when you create them?
Maybe, who knows? Yeah, as far as the story is concerned, the main goal is to complete the first Pokedex and research everything that's going on in the Hisui region, as it's currently called. It will come to be known as Sinnoh for reasons beyond my understanding.
Probably somewhere in the story they'll mention that.
Yeah.
We had a developer who wanted to rename the region. That's why it was, I mean, wait.
You're not entirely wrong, to be fair. Well, yeah, well, what do you think, Devin?
I don't know. I don't know. I like the idea of Pokemon doing more things, and it's really cool.
Yeah.
Yes, I want this game to succeed, because then maybe they'll actually do some stuff that's out of the normal field with more main series games.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
I certainly do enjoy.
If I had a Switch, I would probably get the game to see what the new Pokemon is about.
You should buy a Switch so you can play Breath of the Wild.
I don't need a Switch.
I should buy you a Switch so you can play Breath of the Wild.
I can play Breath of the Wild.
It's true, you can.
Remember,
there's nothing stopping you from playing Breath of the Wild.
Wait, I can hack it onto my computer and then I can play it
I
on
mean,
my
you
Mac.
could. There are ROMs for the game now. You can play it on a PC.
Oh, PC. There it is.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I think it's cool. I don't know. I don't have a lot of thoughts.
Oh, I
It's
have
really cool
thoughts.
that they're doing okay. It's cool. I'm really happy. Basically, I guess that's my thoughts. It's really cool.
I mean, yeah, I certainly do enjoy the direction that things are going. I like Pokemon just trying to be different is honestly better than, not better, but like, what's the word? Like, not like, I like it. I enjoy the fact that they're trying something different, even if it took them 25 years to do so. Okay, that's kind of unfair because as far as the mainline series is concerned, it's been pretty similar. But the side games have always been doing weird stuff, like the Pokemon, like dungeon, like the Mystery Dungeon series, where you play as Pokemon in a like dungeon crawling thing. The like other, there's a bunch of like Pokemon side games that are like all have very different gameplay styles and weirdnesses about them. Mystery Dungeon is the most successful out of those side games, to be fair. But, you know. Oh yeah, and there was a Pokemon tactical RPG as well that was set in a kind of like, I forgot about that. I don't even remember what it was called, but there was a Pokemon game that was set in a sort of like ancient Japanese period, like Edo period type stuff. And it was like literally a tactical RPG in the same vein of like, what's the term? Like you've seen, like, what is it called? Frick.
You've seen Frick, but have you seen
like Fire Emblem?
Well, what's it called?
Or what's that game? What's that game that you've played like 20 times, Matthew? That's in that genre.
Shining Force?
Yeah,
It's more like
that's
a
because tactical RPG like that. Anyways, I don't remember what that game's called, but that's something that happened at some point. Very interesting.
So, my thoughts on Legends. Sorry. I want to know how the crafting stuff fully works. I want.
Oh yeah, there's crafting, so you can craft. It looks like you can craft.
That is
you
the
can
question.
Craft. No, probably not. You can craft Pokeballs, and other like probably miniature items like healing. Oh, I noticed you could craft like general items like revives and other stuff.
Yeah, potions.
There's also shops and other stuff like
stuff.
You know, there's shops, there's like research camps that you can use. There's other stuff.
Yes. I need to know what the Galaxy Exploration team is doing.
I wasn't going to mention, like, the story is pretty basic, and I don't think it's going to go all that, like...
How is Arceus involved in this? Someone...
I don't know. We haven't seen anything of the big god man himself.
Someone spoiled the game ahead.
I mean, I
know. Well, we've seen the art.
Find somebody who's reviewed it. Review copies have probably already been sent out, and people are just waiting for the release so they can post it. Anyways, but yeah, what was I gonna say? I know you care about the story for some reason, Matthew, but you know,
I'm curious.
That's why he plays games. He likes stories.
Actually, I usually, well, some games I play for the stories.
Minecraft. You play Minecraft for the stuff.
No.
That's why I said it in that voice.
It's technically a story in Minecraft, kind of.
Is there?
That massive block of text as at the end credits technically conveys a story. Sort of. Anyways, but yeah, Pokemon Legends Arceus. It looks fine. As I've said before, I guess.
Does it
though? What? What'd you say?
Does it though?
Yes. It looks perfectly acceptable. It doesn't look like it does anything like super new or out there. It's definitely new for its own series, but you know, as far as a game is concerned, what?
New in Pokemon is close enough. We'll take
New.
what we can get.
Close enough. But yeah, I think that's about it for Arceus. There's probably some other stuff that got like left in the sidelines that I forgot to mention. I mean, there's special Pokemon, basically like the Sun and Moon thing. There are special ride Pokemon that you can use to traverse the landscape as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, not much. I mean, we've seen a lot of the gameplay, but we haven't seen a lot of anything else at this point. But yeah, I guess that's all for Legends Arceus, unless either of you have something more to talk about in its corner. Why did I say it like that? So yeah, that's the big major. Now that that's out of the way, we can talk about the other small things. Before we go into other trailers, I will quickly go through these bit of minor news we have, which is, so Monster Hunter Rise is coming to PC. It's just a bit of new, like, it was originally exclusive to the Nintendo Switch. Now it's coming to PC. So if you don't have a Switch and like Monster Hunter, you can go pick up Rise right now, or rather, it came to PC. It's already launched. It's on PC now, so you can go pick that up from Steam most likely, because that's where it always gets launched to. Yeah, so I haven't personally played Rise because I don't have money and other things got in the way. But I have played some of the demos and stuff when it was originally coming out. And it's fun. It's fun for a Monster Hunter game. I enjoy how it sort of combines the aesthetic quality of the old Monster Hunter games with the sort of new gameplay elements of World to create sort of like a more interesting game, in my opinion. But you know, so that's that.
Monster
Next
Hunter
thing,
Rising World.
What'd you say?
I said Monster Hunter Rising World.
Monster Hunter Rising World. Yes. The next other little, yeah, it's probably what the next game's going to be called.
No.
Yeah. The next little bit of news we have is the game Little Devil Inside is slated to be released or got pushed back to winter this year, winter 2022. And we haven't really seen a lot more about this game. There was the only other thing is the only recent trailer that came out was like probably over half a year ago now. So, you know, not a lot still known about Little Devil Inside. It's this, from what we've seen of it, it's this sort of like fun action. It's like this weird half story adventure game where you choose where to go on like this, what do they call it? Like on this little like mini people map. What are the people called in that board game that I can't remember the name of? That's not helpful at all. What?
I said Meeple?
Yes, Meeple. It's like this little Meeple map kind of thing where you It's like these little characters that run around on this map, and you can like choose to do things on it. It's weird. It's a little weird. And then there's the other side of that gameplay is like a full 3D action game where you like rolling and dodging and sword fighting and other stuff. It's like semi going out on like a quest to fight monsters mixed with like some mystery intrigue with some other stuff. I don't know. It's interesting. Yeah. So that got pushed back to the end of this year, most likely. And that's the little bit of other news. That's a little bit of like minor news. So let's move on to the rest of the trailers before we, I guess, end with host topics in this case. That'll be interesting. Yeah, actually, you know what? Do either of you have a host topic before we continue? All right, good to know. Let's continue with the trailers in that case. Next up on the list is a trailer for the game. Things can load. There we go. The trailer, a trailer for the game Skabma. So it's spelled Skabma, Skabma Snowfall, which is from the looks of it, kind of a, I don't know if it's open world or not. It doesn't really look like it. It's like this artsy explore. What was it? No, it's like this sort of, man, I can't describe stuff today. It's like this artsy adventure game, I suppose is a good way to put it, where you play as this kid who, it's also, yeah, it's about the indigenous people, enter the Snowfall. This trailer exploration game tells the history and culture of the Sami. I don't know how to pronounce that. Indigenous people of Northern Europe, rather. So it's kind of it. Yeah, I kind of like that. It has a nice vibe to it. I enjoy the sort of how to say what I'm thinking without coming off as offensive is what my brain is telling me right now. What'd you say?
Oh, I said historical video games.
I don't know if it's historical specifically, but it's about it's not historical in the sense you're fighting like you as the main character find this like ancient drum that allows you to
okay.
You find this drum. You find a drum that has the heart. At the heart of this drum lives the ancestral knowledge of Sami healers, Noidis, who can still save the infected. So the story is basically like there's a disease that's spreading across the lands of a Sami village. Your character, Ailu, I don't know how to pronounce that, is searching for stuff, comes across a drum who can potentially heal things. And in the trailer, you like bang the drum to follow footsteps. You like bang the drum and it creates footsteps for you to follow, or lets you see footsteps you can follow. And you can also summon what looks like spirits and other things to attack, I guess, like disease men. They're like these black humanoid figures.
Weird.
That you fight by summoning spirits with your drum. Yeah, I like the way it looks. And also, I can very much tell, like, this is an indie game, obviously. And something about indie game trailers of this variety have this like strange roughness to their trailers, where it's like, it's obviously not professionally done per se. And you can obviously tell everything in it is like gameplay that they're just trying to make look cinematic for the trailer. You know what I mean? It has this like slight roughness. It's not a criticism either. Like I do enjoy it. It gives off a sense of like earnestness. It doesn't look overly produced. You understand what, like, there's an understanding that this is what you're actually getting in the game, instead of like a CG trailer, for instance, that doesn't show anything. You know, there's this like not overly produced quality to certain trailers like this, where it just gives off you know, an earnestness of like, you know, this is what we have kind of vibe to it. But I like the art style. It's kind of semi going for like a semi-realistic looking art style. And it's in the Discord if you want to look at it. And it's like third person, sort of I guess walking simulator is another good adjective to use, but not really. Like it's in that vein of like, what's a good, like, I don't know. I don't have good words sometimes. But yeah, I like the way it looks, and I'm interested in what kind of like, or not interested. God, I can't speak today. It's interesting what they're going for, is what I'm trying to say. The whole like indigenous people of Northern Europe stuff. Samai, or however you pronounce this. I don't know. I want to just check something.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, the Samai people were
play a whole series of.
What'd you say?
I want to play a whole series of games where you play as ancient peoples. That just sounds so cool.
It is. There's honestly, personally, I feel there's a lot of untapped potential in like ancient indigenous tribes. It's just like their cultures were very interesting and don't really get looked at a lot. Also, so
if you looked at old Sumeria,
Samai. There's an accent above the A, so I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce the word, but I think it's Samai or Sami. The Samai people were real, indigenous Finno-Ugric speaking people inhabiting the region of Sapmi, which today encompasses large northern parts of Norway, Sweden, Finland, and the Murmansk Obelisk, Russia, most of the Kola Peninsula in particular. So yes, it is sort of historical in the sense that these were real people, but what they're going through probably didn't happen, at least not the mystical stuff.
Unless mystical is real, and we have
never know.
There's a whole theory that magic got killed because we were able to remove magic from the world, but then we forgot that we removed magic from the world. I love that theory. It makes so much sense because it's like no one people would easily, if you take a person and you give them fish fins or something and you transform them into a new species and you stuck them underwater for hundreds of years, and then you told them, actually, your people, your origin is that you were kidnapped by a crazy scientist and stuck in the water for a long time, they'd be like, no. Because they would have come up with some story of where they came from that wasn't stupid, because who wants to have existed because a scientist messed with you? I'm saying that aliens have been genetically modifying us for their plan this whole time.
That, you know, I can't even say aliens are responsible for the shit we get up to, because goddamn. I'm not even sure if an intelligence would be able to create the shit we do. You know? But yeah, very interesting looking game.
Sorry.
coming. It heads to PC sometime this year. Yeah, it heads to PC sometime this year. Doesn't have an exact date. Yeah. Skabma Snowfall. Skabma? I don't know.
That's a name.
Skabma Snowfall. Skabma.
Yep, that's
I don't know how to
name.
pronounce it. But yeah. What do you think, Matthew and/or Devin? That's about the expected reaction, honestly. What about you?
Unfortunate.
Oh, what'd you say?
I said it's an unfortunate name.
Oh, I
It
guess.
sounds hard to remember.
A little bit, I suppose.
It's hard enough to remember that I'm sad because I like Valheim is really easy to remember because it's weird and cool, but Skadma.
Yeah.
I guess Skadma's not too hard to remember and it fits. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. It looks so yeah, anyways, thoughts, Matthew? Were you actually going to say something, or was your head nod the actual response?
I wasn't going to say anything.
Good to know. What about you, Devin? Or did you already give me your thoughts and I just didn't notice?
It looks pretty. I don't know.
All right. I mean, same. It looks nice.
So here's the thing. A long time ago, I came up with a D&D game, which was basically you're up in a little village in the mountains, which is I'm realizing now is a lot like Northern Europe. But you're just although there aren't floaty magical demons and you aren't fighting a disease, but I love that I love that idea of this nice cute little up in the mountains thing. It's just so quaint and nostalgic for me for some reason.
It does.
It's so I can picture living there.
Yeah, it does have this weird. No, not me personally, but like you don't really see a lot of media that portrays like indigenous people like in general, but if you do, it's usually like the more well-known ones. I'm not saying these people weren't unknown, but like I don't think I've seen a lot of media that specifically targets like indigenous people of North Europe or Northern Europe. That's like that melting pot of different places that were, before they became what we know of them today. It has that like, I should look this up before I say this. You remember the movie Brother Bear?
Yeah.
It kind of has that. I believe it's in the same like you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it doesn't have that feeling, but like I think it's sort of similar people. Never mind. Fucking knew I should have looked it up. It's Alaska. Never mind.
Yeah.
That was native Alaska.
Similar
Never mind.
climate though. Very similar climate, but very different.
Yes, it is. It kind of is, depending on where you are. This is why.
It's okay. All humans look the same.
I mean, you're to some degree, yes. It's a good thing I looked it up instead of just spouting nonsense. But yes, it's probably a little like, would it be offensive to say? I mean, it's not really offensive. It's just, well, it actually kind of proves my point. We don't have a lot of media that portrays these types of people. So when I see this, I'm like, oh, is that Brother Bear? Because it's the only thing that within the past like 20 years that comes to mind as far as like a cultural milestone in terms of representation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it just kind of proves my point is, Anyways, I think this is interesting. I'm excited to see where it leads. Yeah. So that's that. Yeah, I guess we'll do you last.
Yeah.
Next up on the docket is Rise of the Third Power, which people have insultingly said looks like it came out of RPG Maker for some reason. So Rise of the Third Power is a pretty traditional looking RPG, like pixelated, pretty traditional looking pixelated RPG. We've seen a lot of these over the past like year or so. Like I'm pretty much ever since what was it called? This is why I can't remember. Over the past like 2-3 years ish, we've seen a lot of return to like pixelated classic RPGs and stuff. So this is just another in that long list. But outside of me just saying it's a traditional RPG, is it's pixelated, 8-bit. No, it's not 8-bit. Fuck me, I can't. It's 16-bit by the looks of it. So it's 16-bit. You have the traditional like overland travel. The battles are, if I can get to, the battles actually look somewhat interesting. I don't know mechanically, like it doesn't show off too much mechanically of what the battles are like, but I assume they're somewhat traditional turn-based. They kind of look like it. But I like the UI for it. It looks nice. And then you have character portraits for when people talk, so you know what they look like in a sort of anime style.
Yeah, I like that. I actually really like that style for some reason.
Yeah, so it's sort of
I think it's Shining Force. I think it's nostalgia.
Probably.
But it's so pretty, and it allows you to have so much detail without having to animate it's so efficient.
It is.
I don't know. I love that.
It is very efficient. And obviously the main selling point of a lot of RPGs is the story. It also has these like really like detailed.
Aaron, why would a role-playing game need a good story?
So it also has these like pixelated vignettes of like what looks to be like major emotional moments happening in the story. But it's these like, they're pixelated in the sense that like they're using pixelated graphics to convey it, but they're like these massive, really detailed looking vignettes in pixelated graphics to convey something, which is very interesting looking. I don't think that's definitely more on the rare side, I'll say. Okay, that's just an animation thing. But yeah. I mean, it looks interesting. Apparently you can gain a party of up to 8 unique characters throughout the game, each with their own background story, ambitions, and personality as they embark upon a suicide mission to prevent a war and topple the Arcadian Empire. This is coming to Switch, PS4, Xbox One, PC on February 10th, which is not a little under a month away at this point.
Whoa.
So this is the release date trailer. And so yes, so something I want to bring about is the fact that for some reason people, when they see this is like RPG Maker, and I'm like, no, you can't do that in RPG Maker, friend. I know you can't. I don't know. I think that's just a little insulting on the part of developers, especially if it's made in their own engine, which it most definitely is based on what I've seen. Like,
wow.
So, like, there's a lot you can do in RPG Maker, but there's also a lot you can't do, like, I don't know, animated sprites. I'm almost certain you can't do general animated sprites on the overworld map, because there's specifically a scene where the character's walking by a house and there's like really nice looking animated smoke coming out of a chimney, and it's like, it just doesn't look very RPG Maker to me. Maybe I'm wrong and I'm an idiot, but it really doesn't look like something you'd make an RPG Maker. Especially with all the like polish that's put into a lot of it. Like, because that's the thought process I had. It's like, I mean, you could use RPG Maker, but if you're going to go through all this trouble of, you know, making your own assets, creating nice looking pixelated vignettes, creating character portraits in an anime style, you might as well make in your own engine at that point. Like, it's just one of those weird things. But yeah, any thoughts, Matthew? Evan?
No.
Cool. Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot more, like, as I said, most RPGs are generally sold on their story, so there's not a lot more I can say about it gameplay wise. It's your traditional RPG, doesn't look like it does anything special with combat mechanics, so we'll just have to see if the story is any good.
You punch things.
Yeah, so that was, I shouldn't have gotten off of it. That was Rise of the Third Power, coming out February 10th, as I said before. Yeah, looks interesting. Might play it when it comes out if I have money. There's too many games in existence, man. Yeah. Anyways, moving on to the final trailer. I kind of lost track of time. Yeah, that's fine. Moving on to the final trailer, which is the, I believe, first major trailer, which is for Kirby Forgotten Land, which is, I think, the first major show off of the game since the reveal trailer for it, if I remember correctly. So this is showing off the copy abilities, which is the copy abilities and co-op stuff, which is pretty standard for Kirby at this point. Or sorry, the co-op feature is standard for Kirby. Copy abilities are like the main gameplay aspect of Kirby. So we get to see what copy abilities they bring over, what new ones they create, and you know. So this, as is the case, this is the first Kirby game that is in a 3D space, pretty much, like where you can walk in more directions than in a side scroll. Like, it's like proper 3D Kirby game. And yeah, it also has this sort of like it's called the Forgotten Land because you go to a forgotten land that appears to be Earth for reasons. It's interesting. Like in the initial trailer, you go to like an abandoned modern day looking city, which is interesting. And I guess we'll see what more comes out of that. Game looks very, very nice. Graphically, it looks very, very nice. But yeah, the new copy ability, yeah, they brought back a lot of series favorites as far as copy abilities go, hammer, stuff like that. There are some new copy abilities, one that looks like a drill power, where you drill underground, and then there's just gun. It's literally Kirby puts on like a explorer's hat, which is the only way I can describe that. It's that like British kind of like explorer's hat. You know the one I'm talking about. And then he has a gun, which is like kind of a blunderbuss looking thing, but it's a gun. They also show off some bosses and stuff. Wispy Woods is back as per usual. But yeah, I don't know. We ended off in this trailer, but I guess I don't have a lot to say about it. I'm the only one here that's actually played a majority of Kirby. I like Kirby. It looks good, you know. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you two think?
I've enjoyed Kirby as a franchise, but I have not actually played any of the games.
Yeah.
It looks like a game.
All right then. Useful information. Yeah. Yeah. I don't have a lot more to say about it. It's a Kirby game. Looks good. First 3D Kirby game, which is certainly different for the series. There's also like
almost as fast as Pokemon when it comes to updating.
I mean, well, when I say first 3D, I mean like run around in a 3D space. Like Kirby games have been in the third dimension since Kirby 64, but they've always been side-scrolling platformers, even while they have a third dimension to work with. So, you know. Anyways, the other main thing about this is that there's like this little town area, which is, I guess, the hub or main place you go to places from. And it's like this town of Waddle Dees, and it really reminds me of the Kirby anime. It's very adorable. But yeah, that's all I have to say about it. I guess the other thing I could say is that as it looks about, I mean, yeah, great. It looks good. I don't know where I was going with that last sentence.
I didn't know there was a Kirby anime.
There is. It came out in the late 90s, early 2000s, I think. No, it must have come out later than that because it has a lot of like CG that looks good, which means it definitely didn't come out in the 90s. It came out sometime in the 2000s, I believe. Yeah, okay. It's a 100 episode Kirby anime. It's, you know, it's a Kirby anime. There's not much else to say about it, really. Okay. It's your general Kirby affair, except it's an anime. Anyways, yeah, and that's the last trailer and or news bit to talk/look at today. And since no host topics are to be had, that is tech. When did we start? Oh, my clock is off. What am I thinking about? Okay, yeah, that's we've been here for a decent amount of time, anyways. But yeah, in that case, it's end of the show time, I suppose, because that's all we have to talk about. I guess I'll say minor thing. A while ago, we talked about D&D 5e level up. You remember that? It was that Kickstarter or advanced 5e advanced. It was level up. D&D 5 Advance. It was like a
yeah.
It was a Kickstarter for like a more advanced version of D&D that had more crunch to it. That is now free. Like I believe they succeeded, and now you can look at it for free somewhere. Where was it? DL site?
The safest website.
What'd you say?
I said hack.com, the safest website.
No, I don't think. Oh, maybe it was. That might have been the news. I don't think it's like official or anything. Or maybe it is. I don't know. Where was it?
I don't think it's official.
It probably isn't. Considering it was
if it was on Kickstarter, I don't think it's official.
Yeah, probably not. That's a little thing. Don't go look at it if it's illegal.
No, it was a joke. It was a joke. If they put it out for free, then that's cool.
Well, I mean, I guess they could have. Hold on, I need to look this up now. Go away. Why did that start playing?
Hello?
Sorry,
Hello?
Something weird happened. 5e level. Fuck. Fifth edition.
Hello?
Oh, okay, so this is what it was. So yeah, the level up 5e advanced Dungeons and Dragons, which was an attempt to make the system more complicated and crunchier. Kind of like a 3.5 thing, or well, not a 3.5, but like literally advanced Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they succeeded their Kickstarter, and they came out with 3 core rule books: the advanced Player's Handbook, the advanced Monster Manual, and the advanced Theological.
That was fast.
What happened?
No, they just made the books fast.
Well, this was several
months ago.
So it was more than, I mean, I guess it was months. I don't know if you can. Oh my goodness. I'm looking into this. I knew more about this a while ago. Yeah, specifically though. Anyways, there's a
yes.
Combat spellcasting. Oh, okay, never mind. That's something else. Yes, so this. God damn it, that's not what I was looking for. This is so stupid. I'll just do this. So Foundry, that's what it was. It's on Foundry. That's what it was. So you can now look at it on Foundry. The Foundry virtual tabletop platform. So you can look at it on Foundry.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking about. Anyways, that was just a minor bit of news. So you can find it on Foundry now. Anyways, that's about it. That was just that was really boring and stupid. Anyways, this is the part of the show where we shamelessly self-promote ourselves because it's the end of the show part. Shameless self-promotion, that part of the show. You know the show part show. Matthew, what have you got coming up and what do you have going on? And people find you.
Those are things. Well, you can find me on Twitch. I might start doing streams on YouTube, but I don't know.
Really?
I might mess around with it.
I'd like to see that.
Is it because I succeeded so well?
Actually, it's because of a point Zach brought up. Like when he was talking about it. And I was like, actually, that is true. I hadn't really thought about it. Twitch isn't actually the most optimal streaming service.
No.
Or the best.
I mean, it is for streams.
Yeah, but somehow, even though it's completely focused on that, YouTube has a better streaming setup and system.
Wow.
Whatever you find to your liking, I guess.
I guess it's because YouTube is more expensive? Or because Amazon just is bad? No.
Take your pick.
But either way. That, and I'm also working on a Pokemon game. I have no idea when that's going to be done. But you know. That's
all
because
right.
I have sanity levels not existent in some ways, or at least I'm over ambitious. And I finally figured out variables. So,
no, you're not ambitious. What are you talking about, Mr. Making an entire Pokemon game?
It will probably have multiple endings now.
Oh, good. Just like every modern video game.
Well, multiple endings, yeah. I don't actually know this. You can tell me, how many video games have it possible to have NPCs who aren't supposed to normally be in the story enter the story and change story events because of that, because of stuff you do in a mini adventure?
I mean, sure. Are you talking about like an NPC only starts?
Well, that's part of the reason for multiple endings.
Well, I assume you mean like you do like a side quest and you like save an NPC or something and they start becoming a part of the main story because you helped them or what have you. That kind of thing.
Or you annoy someone. Like a little mini adventure that you do something in certain chains and lines and different events that are possible but also could just not happen, occur in the right order to make it so that character exists in the story.
I mean, I guess
Another.
You're probably describing it in an odd way, but there's probably quite a few that have done something similar to that.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
Unless you're doing it in a weird off the wall way that's just like nobody programs like this. In which case, probably.
I mean, I don't really know what I'm doing totally.
Well, yeah. All right, so you're doing that.
This is basically how I'm doing it. I'm doing it in the way of one event has, so a little mini adventure could have multiple ways it can go, of course, based on when you enter first. And then each room affects each other room.
Right.
And they spiral into a completely different adventure depending on not completely different, but somewhat different mini adventure depending on how you choose those options in the mini adventure.
I see.
Because I'm not just copy and pasting. Why would I do that?
I don't know. Why would you do that?
Only rational people would do something like that.
Exactly.
Instead, I write new dialogue and new chains of events to happen. And then some of those variables can make the NPC join the bad guys, and some of those variables can make the NPC not join the bad guys, but still enter the main story and not necessarily be your ally.
Right.
That sort of thing.
Okay.
And then because they're in the story now, they'll affect different events in different ways if they're there.
Right. All right.
Right over my head.
Anything else?
Not really, though, because I did a little bit of programming. I kind of know what you're talking about.
That's the idea with how I might end up doing slightly different endings. I don't really know about like actually big difference.
All right then.
Just because.
So you've been programming that, but what else do you got going on?
Minecraft streaming on sometimes Tuesdays and Thursdays.
All right. And where can people find you?
Currently Twitch, maybe YouTube. I just need to set up OBS.
All right.
Or
Sounds
Twitch.
Like a good thing to do. Also not Twitter, as per usual.
Oh yeah, totally not that.
Have you guys heard of Gitter?
Gitter.
No, I'm quite serious. Have you heard of Gitter? It's Twitter, but not Twitter.
I don't care.
No, I have not heard.
It's Twitter,
of it.
but no flame wars. As far as we know.
That just means there's not anybody on it. All social media platforms devolve into the worst place possible eventually.
No. Just look at TikTok. I mean, just look at YouTube. That's not the worst place possible.
Comment section.
Right.
Comment sections are nice, actually.
All right then, Matthew, is that it?
You've read a comment section in a while. They're normally very chill.
Depends.
Except for all the bots.
Entirely depends on what video you're looking at, and at some point you'll find a bad comment anyways.
Better go on to a political video and then comments.
Okay, that's
if you I will say this, if you want to avoid being angry, just never go on a video that talks about space in any way.
Space?
Yes. If a video is talking about space or the earth, don't go to the comments section.
Why?
Because you will be unfathomably angry and outraged at how stupid people are.
Wait,
talking about space?
I'm so curious. What? Explain.
Like most video, what I mean specifically is like, you know, if we're talking about like the moon, if you know, if you find a video that's talking about the moon and the moon landing, there's going to be people talking about or believe, wholeheartedly believe in the fake moon landing and believe we never went to the moon and shit like that.
We didn't go to the moon, though, Aaron.
Shut the fuck up.
2 guys went to the moon.
I will murder you. That's probably a bit of an over-exaggeration, to be fair. I'm not going to do anything to you because I wouldn't. I don't fucking know. Anyways, but no. Yes. You're right. We did not go to the moon. You.
Yeah, 2 guys went to the moon.
It was more than 2 guys.
It was 2 guys. Wasn't it just 2 guys?
No, it was. It was Buzz. No, it was Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and the third guy that nobody remembers. That's literally a joke. It's literally like it was.
He didn't step foot on the moon, or he was the cameraman.
I don't remember. Yeah, it was Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and the third guy that nobody remembers. Which is not inaccurate because I don't know his name, which is unfortunate. Because I don't even remember if he didn't go on the surface of the moon or not. But it's just he just doesn't. He's the one that nobody remembers. Anyways,
he had a weird name.
I don't know. Anyways, but yes, if you go to a moon, if you go to a video that's talking about the moon landing or the moon, you're going to find people that don't believe in the moon landing and are weird conspiracy nuts
or are trolling.
No.
So the reason
maybe, but that just
some
means
of them are trolling.
I mean, if they are, that just makes them the most pathetic human being in existence, which most trolls are, to be fair.
Hold on.
But also, if you go to like science videos, specifically like scientists talking about a subject or doing stuff, you're going to find people that are like, I'm smarter than him, or some shit. Or specifically, there's one video I remember where Neil deGrasse Tyson was just, answering a question about a black hole that a little boy, gave him, and he took the question very seriously and, made some jokes about the kid's age because it's like, you're asking questions like this and you're like, what, 10 years old? Like he was, playing up for the audience as well as the joke because it's like,
it's being thoughtful.
This, and he took great detail in answering his question and talking about a bunch of stuff. And then there's people in the comments that are like just being real stupid about this. And it's like, oh my God, it's so stupid. It annoys me so much when I see stuff like that. Not only just like disregarding Neil deGrasse Tyson's existence in general as like a scientist or anything else, but also just being like talking down to children and being like, children don't fucking understand shit. And it's like, no, you don't understand. It's not the way to look at this situation. Anyways, that was a tangent that didn't need to exist. Devin, tell me what you're doing and when you're doing it and where you're doing it.
Well, I have a Magic channel where I make videos about Magic the Gathering. Do you play Magic the Gathering? Do you think Magic the Gathering is too expensive? Maybe you could check them out.
What's that channel called?
It's called Beans Budget Brewery.
Right.
It's called Beans Budget Brewery.
All right.
And then the other question
and Dev Mathu.
yeah. And then if you want to see videos about just me asking random people on the internet a question, and if you want to suggest questions that I ask, then you can go to You Think What on YouTube.
That's what it's called now.
Yep. It was called some other things a couple of times. Yep. And then if you want to see more of the Belfanis SNP roleplay server, then you can go to DevMafu Gaming. And if you want to see daily Minecraft videos, you can go to Bean the Builder, who has 0 subscribers right now. And that's good. I want to keep it. Here's the thing. I want to have like 1,000 videos and like no subscribers, 0 subscribers, 1,000 Minecraft videos.
That's what this channel is going to be like.
Well, it has 13 subscribers. Here's this channel makes long form content. It doesn't make something popular like Minecraft videos, especially Minecraft videos where I win every single game. Like quite literally, I win every game and I'm still not popular. Like what the heck? I'm good at video games. Video games equal girlfriends, right? That's just the classic thing, right? The nerd gets all the girlfriends. The jock is sad, has no friends.
First of all, you're good at Minecraft, not video games. Secondly, that is the exact opposite of the stereotype. Thirdly, what the hell, man?
Anyway, I just think it'll be funny to have a channel that has a bunch of videos I've uploaded daily, and then see how many subscribers it gets from just that, because I'm putting no effort into anything else. Versus the other channel where I'm putting a lot of effort into the video tags and stuff to try to get an audience, and it's actually working. And I just want to compare the two. And also, it's really easy to spend no effort and just record a video every day.
I mean, yeah,
it's cathartic. Yeah.
I
something
get that.
It's something that when I was younger, I really wanted to do, but I just didn't have the wherewithal to figure out how. And I can do that now. And so that younger me is clapping his hands, super happy and excited for making a Minecraft video every day. No one has to watch them. It's the fact that I'm doing it.
I mean, as long as it makes you happy, man.
I know it does. It makes me so happy. It's little Devin being so happy.
In all his
I'm not kidding.
ways.
Making your past self happy is a good thing.
Sure,
make
I suppose.
Sense.
Sure.
It's the one way I can time travel.
You're basically talking about nostalgia, but in like a weird, different sense.
Yeah, super nostalgia. Super nostalgia.
Like you're doing something that makes you happy because it's something you wanted to do as a kid.
Yeah.
So it's making the kid inside of you happy, but make you happy at the same time. Humans are weird, man.
Humans are weird. Time is weird. Existence is weird. What is the purpose of our existence?
I don't know.
All right.
Eat,
Aaron froze.
Eat some tacos.
The purpose is 42.
No, we don't have to. Yeah, we don't have to.
Probably like eat some tacos. Play with my cats. Play a video game or two. I don't know.
42.
Make an exceedingly boring podcast that nobody watches.
Hey, Aaron, the thing with the podcast, the thing that makes the podcast great is the fact that we do it every week. That's what makes it good.
That's
every parenthesis every week. The fact that we do it.
Parenthesis
okay.
Every week. Yes.
That's what matters.
All right.
We get to 100 episodes, it'll be something.
Yeah, well,
what are we on right now? Like what episode are we on there? 30, 40 something?
39.
We're almost halfway there.
This will be 39.
We're sort of almost halfway there.
Yeah, I need to start making more thumbnails at some point. Because I basically like made a massive batch up to a certain number. I was like, shit, I'm starting to approach that number. I need to start making more. Anyways, so that's all you have coming up, right?
Nice. Well, I'm gonna be playing Minecraft Bed Wars with you later today.
What do you mean?
I mean, I want to play Minecraft Bed Wars with you later today, and I'm going to...
There's stuff I need to do, maybe.
Okay. At some point, I'll play Minecraft Bed Wars with you.
I mean,
you
sure.
need a solid excuse there, not just maybe.
Well, specifically right now, it's kind of like late in the day anyway, so.
Yeah. I mean, who has 20 minutes these days?
I gotta feed. I gotta do cat boxes in like an hour. It doesn't.
No, I know. You don't want to play Bed Wars. It's fine.
No. I would like. I could even. Yeah. Anyways, that's all you have coming up.
Yep.
All right. Moving on to me. Yes, as per usual. Welcome to the new year and the new episodes will continue to be uploaded on Gaming Discussion. Makes sense. You can find. Wait, no, that's the end.
Yeah.
Getting my stuff confused. But yes, we will continue to be making podcasts and uploading them on Gaming comma the discussion. You can also listen to all of them on SoundCloud because I upload them there as well because I'm a stupid idiot that for some reason decided that was a good idea. Or GTD Podcast over there, or Gaming the Discussion on YouTube. If Max has time, there's another thing that's going to appear on the channel at some point in the future. I don't know when, I just know it's going to happen. I don't have anything else to say. What?
If you want to buy an NFT version of the podcast?
No. Just no.
Sound NFTs? Do you want a sound NFT of the podcast?
No. Nobody wants an NFT of the podcast.
It's just a static image of the sound like levels.
Yeah.
You can't hear anything. Just that.
I'll screenshot this specific area right. Wait. There. Doing this in reverse is really hard. This area here, I'll screenshot and make an NFT. There you go. I won't do that. Anyways, yes, it's the thing with Max is movie related, so hope maybe you'll be interested in that when it finally happens. When Max has time to actually record it. What? What'd you say?
We're gonna get a movie?
We're not getting a movie. What I'm doing is movie related.
Okay.
I'm not making a movie. It's anyways. Yeah, find me on Twitter. I don't use it. Gaming, the discussion / gaming the discuss, or at gaming the discuss. It's Twitter. I don't use it for literally anything because I don't understand why Twitter exists. I don't use it. You don't have to follow me. That's fine. But yeah, I also might make something else when the time comes. I don't know. I'm focused on other things right now. But yes, and hopefully we'll continue to be releasing these as per usual on Sunday in the future throughout the year and not take extended breaks like we did last year. Let's hope for that. Yes.
No extended breaks. No breaks.
Yes. No breaks. No capes. And that is the end.
No rest for the wicked.
Shameless self-promotion. So thank you all so much for watching this episode of the GTD Podcast, first of the new year. And I hope you enjoyed the ones to come as well.
Yeah.
But you can find everything we discussed in the description or pinned comment on below if you're on YouTube. Yes. See you around, I guess. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. I haven't said that in a while. Oh yeah, I guess I'll lead with this. Max, I think it was Max came up with a stupid bye thing, or maybe it was somebody else where, you know how at the beginning I say hello, hello, hello.
That was me.
It was you. So here's a test run of it. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. It's really dumb.
You have to say it at the same speed as hello, hello, hello.
Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. It's harder to say it like that.
Bye.
Anyways, belated goodbyes or thank you for watching from my co-hosts, if you please.
Yes.
Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank
you. Farewell. It's not even Halloween.
What?
I don't know.
It's Halloween.